Are you guys ready to bring them to the stage? Hell yeah, guys. We're going to get this front bumper kicked off. Welcome to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and make some unbelievable amounts of noise. Mr. Ellis Bullard! Hell yeah, man. Did I do okay? Did I shout? Was it loud enough?
Mighty fine.
Hell yeah, buddy. Hell yeah. Welcome to Local Sets ATX, man. Thank you so much for doing this. You're going glasses, I'm going glasses. Those are the rules. How many songs did you bring for us this evening, buddy?
I was told 10.
Okay.
But I'm here and you're here, so what's up?
All right, I love it, man. We'll plan on 10 and we'll just see where the night takes us, you know, you just never know. Before we get kicked off, I think a lot of people here probably know who you are already. But can you give us a little background on yourself? Just like I said, who you are, where you're from. Give us a little juice.
My name's Ellis Bullard. I was born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and I moved to Texas when I was 8 months old, so it feels weird to tell folks that's where I'm from. But I grew up in Bay City, Texas, down in Matagorda County, and I live here in Austin, Texas now.
Hell yeah, man. What do you have for the very first tune this evening? What are you singing for us?
I'm gonna come out swinging. I'm gonna do a roller coaster. That was a fun song to write. It was one that came to me, and I feel like it was one of the shortest times I've ever spent working on a song. That's how much I liked it, and it just kind of just poured out on me. So I was kind of like one of the first ones that, man, as soon as we got it ready to go get on stage, I played it all the time, sometimes twice or 3 times, depending on the gig.
You've played the same song 3 times in one gig?
Man, back when you're first starting out, people want you to be like an iPod and play forever. So sometimes you just give them the old what for and play a few times.
Hell yeah, man. Do you need a little bit more time for the old tune, or you
I'm good to go, man.
All right, over to you guys, or I should say over to you, for Roller Coaster whenever you're ready.
Ooh. Yeah, light me up another cigarette and I'll go place me one last bet on that same dead horse you've been beating on. Yeah, here's to you, here's to me and our newfound misery, this damn roller coaster that I'm on. This ride goes round and round, hope on love must come down. Lord, I'm going down. Hold our hands in the air and paint something there we can hold on to, that we can hold on to. It's high for such a pretty place, but lately I've been in the mud these days. There ain't a skeeter who could bite me, 'cause I was so low. Yeah, we were hotter than young love, but now we're going down with the setting sun. Still stuck on this coaster that I'm on. This ride goes round and round, hope on love must come down. Dear Lord, I'm going down. Hold our hands in the air and paint something there we can hold on to. Yeah, we can hold on to. Oh. This ride goes round and round. Hope don't love must come down. Yeah, Lord, I'm going down. We'll hold our hands in the air and face something's there. We can hold on to. We can hold on to.
Yes, absolutely wonderful, man. That's a fun tune. What was the genesis of Roller Coaster? What brought that on?
Man, my life was pretty chaotic at that point.
When you say chaotic, can you go into detail? Give us some juice.
Yeah, I quit my job and I was trying to do this for a living. So I was, just working real hard. I was out every night. Wasn't really taking care of myself. Spread myself pretty thin, and just kind of came to me.
Okay.
What's the
Wait, hang on. Which one?
Yeah. What's the
Getting squelch on your mic.
difference when you said it just poured out of you between that and then sitting down and writing a song for weeks or a week, 2 weeks, or even a year? We've had artists on here that have said they've taken years to write songs. So when it comes to pouring out of you and a song that you're taking a lot of time with, what do you think is like the biggest difference for you?
Man, I think a lot of it has to do with just kind of the mindset that you're in whenever it hits you. And sometimes whenever it hits you like a freight train, and there's nothing you can do. You're obsessed with it. And it just happens to be one of those moments. I guess some people call it like a flow state type thing. And you don't even really got to fight it. You just let it happen. And sometimes things take a little more measured approach. And maybe it's just like an idea. And if that idea keeps popping in your head or something, then that's kind of the universe or something telling you that, there's something there, so you should explore it. And it's just two different kind of vibes.
Do you believe in muses? Reed, you have mentioned muses before.
Many muses.
Do you believe in muses? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you can find inspiration in a lot of places. A lot of it just kind of comes out of the ether. A lot of it's us just being out and being on the road, hitting the pavement, meeting all kinds of new people, and sometimes it's something some random stranger said, over in Kansas or wherever you happen to be, and it just sticks with you. And if it keeps speaking to you, you got to pay attention to it, because otherwise it'll leave you.
So you really draw a lot from just your personal experience of like traveling around. Is there ever a time that you try to sit down and force it? That you're like, hey, I gotta write some new stuff, and it's been a minute, or is it always just as it comes?
Man, I try to be in practice as much as I can, trying just to write, just to keep the juices going. But sometimes you hit a block, and most of the times I just end up playing a lot instead of sitting down and writing. So I also try not to hold myself to a process. I don't want to put any kind of unwarranted pressure on myself to try and do something. So, when the bug bites, you just kind of act accordingly, and when the bug ain't biting, you just kind of chill out.
I get it, absolutely. Where are you from in the world? Where do you, as they say in parts of the world, where do you hail from?
Well, I hail from, I guess, South Texas. I moved to Bay City whenever I was 8 months old, so I don't really recall too much of Baton Rouge, but I grew up in South Texas. I went to school at Texas State, and I loved Central Texas so much, and I didn't want to leave San Marcos, so I said I'll drive up the road and live in Austin.
Hell yeah, man. So are you currently in San Marcos, or do you live in Austin?
No, I live in Austin.
When did you officially make the move back here?
I moved to Austin from college, I think 2015.
2015? Okay. So what did you major in college? Tell us about that.
What didn't I major in, man?
Yeah, there you go.
Kind of ping-ponged my way through there. I was like chasing my buddies for a while, just trying to hang out in class, and then once I started playing music, I realized that was a path I wanted to take. So I went to the dean's office, started knocking on his door, and was like, man, I'm giving you too much of my money, and I have too many hours. Help me get out of here. And I ended up splitting with a intermediate disciplinaries degree, which is basically just 3 minors, and you kind of built your own major.
What were the minors in?
Geology, business administration, and leadership communication.
Okay, all right. And how has that helped you in your music career?
You gotta learn how to talk to folks, and you know the business side. You want to know the ins and outs and all that stuff happening. So
It is applicable in some capacity.
to a degree.
To a degree. When did you get your first guitar? When did this whole thing happen for you?
Donna Snell got me a guitar. I can't remember how old I was. I might have been 7 or 8, and she got me a little nylon guitar. Her and Pete Snell were the head of like the children's choir and music stuff over at the church we were at. So that was when I got my first one, and even then it was kind of like monkey see, monkey do. I'd see my dad play or see my brother play and just try and do what they were doing. But yeah, it was my first one.
So you were very young when you started this whole thing out. When did you know that you wanted to do this as like a thing permanently?
Man, I always tell this story. I was in college and I was pretty broke, but I had buddies that had bands and they're playing around town. We'd always go watch them. And we were at Taxis watching my buddy play. I think it was Brian Boyce. And they got done playing like one of their sets, and they kind of put me on the spot and had me get up and go play. And I only played probably about maybe 10, 15 minutes, if that. I think I did 3 or 4 songs.
What songs did you play?
I couldn't even tell you. It was so long ago. I couldn't. I've written so many since then. I can't remember.
Were they yours that you played?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
And this lady came up to me after I got down after about 10 or 15 minutes, and she gave me a $100 bill, and I was like, yo. She asked me, she said, when can I come to one of your shows, whenever she handed me that $100 bill. So I was like, man, I need to get after this. So right around then, I kind of put together a little popcorn band. We started hitting the 6th Street circuit and playing around town, playing the frat houses and tailgates and stuff. And yeah, it's kind of the genesis, I guess.
I love it, man. I love it. You typically play with the band, but you're solo tonight. What is the second solo song that you're going to do for us?
We got Chasing Numbers.
Chasing Numbers.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything we should know about Chasing Numbers before you get kicked off?
I wrote it out in Colorado. I was in a weird little mindset. I was more worried about streams on a site or validation on social media and stuff. I'm more so worried about that than actually just like sitting down and writing songs and getting out and meeting folks like y'all. So yeah, kind of just this song, this is one of those ones that kind of poured out too, and it kind of came at the right time. It helped me kind of get a good mindset. And yeah, the song is called Chasing Numbers, and basically those numbers on a site or on a chart somewhere, they don't really matter in the spirit of songwriting and doing all that stuff.
Hell yeah, man. All right, over to you for Chasing Numbers whenever you're ready.
I was headed out west, just scurrying on. Can shake this monkey off my back. He's still holding on. Helping and broke down, lost, I'm looking for a dream. Off chasing some numbers, don't mean a damn thing. Woo! Now I'm hurting my head at a hole in the wall. It's bottles up till they cut me off. It's down, tore up and strung out, lost, I'm looking for a dream. I'm off chasing some numbers, don't mean a damn thing. We're helping and broke down, lost, I'm looking for a dream. Off chasing some numbers, don't mean a damn thing. Woo!
another great song, man. You've got such a unique voice. It's fantastic. What inspired that?
Man, I got tired of trying to fit in with everybody else and decided to just do me.
That's a pretty good way to just live life. As
You
it turned
make
out.
me feel like I want to roll in the mud.
Yeah, should
And,
you?
and yeah, that's all I got. That's it.
Do you have any songs about rolling in the mud, or is that not something you brought for us this evening?
If it hits me.
If it hits you, have you ever improvised a song on the spot, just like you're doing a show and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do something right now?
No, but I've like, so there was a song that we put on our second record, Prison in My Mind, and I used to play an acoustic spot over at Pootie's on Tuesday nights, and I did that for about 2.5 years or something. And there's a song that I kind of like slowly wrote on stage after like every Tuesday, and man, it just turned into a pretty cool song.
Oh yeah. What? How many albums have you released into the wild that we can find?
I've got 2 albums out right now, and we're working on a third.
Oh, nice, man. What? Do you have a release date scheduled for the third one?
No, not yet. We're still kind of sourcing tunes. I've got about 7 I've written myself and some co-writes coming up. So
Nice, man. Is there? Do you ever have a theme for albums that you release, or is it just whatever just comes to you?
no, man, I don't. Like I said, kind of like with my writing process, I don't want to like try and like force anything. I just kind of write the best songs I can, and the ones that make the cut are the ones that are fun to play and that people react well to. So we kind of write them and we put them in our sets and we go out and play them and we pay attention to people and how they react to them, and that's kind of the ones we're like, that one needs to go.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Speaking of albums, can you? Is it too much to ask if you? Yes, show off your fresh new vinyl
Yeah,
that
for
you just
sure.
got pressed, man. We were talking about it a little bit before you hopped up here. That thing is sexy.
I've
Look
got
at that.
some lovely vinyls printed here. Yeah, they're on a limited press too. They're an orange vinyl inside this thing, so
Ooh, you did
get
the
'em
orange.
while
You got the
can.
orange.
They're pretty damn cool.
Hell yeah, man. We'll definitely we'll get to those.
The vinyl records too. When we were talking a little bit, how important merch is, and selling some of that to help support you, so that we can continue to keep hearing these beautiful, amazing songs that you've written. There's a huge process for vinyl. Can you, in a nutshell, I think, because it's such a underrated, or at least understated process for musicians these days, and still has such it's such a great thing to have vinyl, and it's still going. But what was that process like, getting that record pressed, and how's it helped support you throughout your trip, your adventure here?
You want the long story or the short story?
In between.
Well, it all started at taxis back in college when somebody was playing a show and stuff. No, man, it took me a long time to get here, man. It took me a little over 10 years to get signed with a talent agency and get some backing from a label. And without FSG, I wouldn't have those. So, and it was a really hard process, but yeah, just getting those was kind of like a little point of validation to myself, having my music pressed on the vinyl, and then it's like you said, it's the life force. I'm playing a commercial right now for my merch after the show, so y'all be sure and come buy some stuff.
Hell yes.
Absolutely, man. You mentioned your father and you said your brother as well. They were playing guitar when you were a kid.
Yeah, well, my whole family can play.
How did that influence? I mean, were you just playing catch up with them, or I mean, when did you try to like officially make it your own?
I don't know. I feel like just like my brothers were always like really good at sports and stuff like that, and I don't know, somewhere in the middle of all that. So yeah, this was just something that kind of came naturally to me. I really enjoyed doing it and just kind of kept it up. And say around college, I decided I didn't want to just be like a living room player or somebody, at the house. So I started taking it a little more serious and studying up, and kind of took it a little further.
Hell yeah, man. Did you play sports as well?
I was around, man, but like I said, it's kind of like a student too. Like I wasn't the best student, but I was around.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you follow any sports? Are you a sports guy?
I like combat sports. I follow boxing and MMA and grappling and stuff like that. And I watch. Got into the parlays for a while. I had to back off that for a minute. So, I started watching some more sports for a little bit.
Hell yeah.
You sell a few more vinyl,
Yeah.
then you'll
Yeah,
get
gotta pay
right
these
back into the
guys.
parlay game.
Appreciate it, prize picks.
Before we get to the next song, what's one thing that people don't know about you that they should? Like even maybe some close friends of yours. Can I put you on the spot for that?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Stump the Schwab here, huh? I guess something that not too many people know about me. I did say it in an interview over in Key West, but my first record I ever bought was Fastball, and that was an Austin band. And I think that it really hit me that I was just old enough to realize that they were a band from Texas, and I thought it was really cool that they were like globally kind of like had like a hit. So that was kind of one of the first records. That was the first record I bought with my own money.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. What is the third song that you're going to share for us this evening? What's the title of that?
Need and Green.
Need and Green. All right. Over to you for Need and Green whenever you're ready.
Nothing too complicated about this. I play songs for a living, so I hardly ever have enough money for green. So I'm needing green. Laid off about a week now. It's the 4th. The rent's still due. The money's tied here for July. It's just about when the checks stop rolling through. Yeah, the hardest part of her leaving was coming home and everything was gone. Yeah, easy needing green at this planet that I'm on. Truck pulled out the driveway, headed across town to the honky tonk. I put a line out to the pusher man, but the phone rang on and on. And then the rig skipped hit a pothole. Now every light in the dashboard came on. Easy needing green at this planet that I'm on. Yeah, easy needing green. Yeah, easy needing green. Woo! Reached into my roast tin for a good time just to try to ease my mind. It ain't enough to get me stoned, it's just enough to get me by. Yeah, fumbling through my billfold for a greenback and everything's gone. Easy needing green at this planet that I'm on. Easy needing green. Easy needing green. like king his crown. Needing green.
When you're not playing music, what are you listening to? What's on your playlist, man? Tell us about your music that you like.
Man, I'm kind of all over the place. A little metal, a little hip hop.
Like Slipknot? Slipknot metal?
A little heavier than that, boy. Man, to be honest, yeah, a lot of, I don't know, I've been wearing out both barrels from Jerry Reed as of late. A lot of Larry John Wilson, some Merle. Yeah, just kind of the standards and stuff. Whatever's fun to listen to. Love that kind of anywhere from like the 50s to like the early 90s is probably where I'm at.
That's your jam? Of the old standards, of the classics, what do you like the best? What do you have a go-to? Like if you need like something uplifting or you need some jam music?
Man, I think one of the best guys ever was Don Williams. As far as like if you could just put on a record and feel good, Don Williams, like you're just gonna have a great day.
Hell yeah.
J.J. Cale, Grew for Days, enjoy him a lot. Yeah, it's kind of my mainstays right there.
Love it, man.
Is there anybody, I know you said 50s and 90s, but anybody modern right now
Oh yeah.
that stands out to you that you like?
Countryside or Harmonica Sam. See, yeah, Countryside. I really dig the Des Loans, like Sam Morrow.
See, I love asking this question because I don't know any of those three.
You don't know Sam Morrow, the Des Loans? Man,
I'm
check
ashamed.
them out.
I am willing to admit that I don't know them. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shame.
Yeah, Riley Downing
Shame.
fronts that group, the Des Loans, but they're good.
Important question, very important question. What is your favorite flavor of ice cream?
You did it.
Probably Rocky Road.
Rocky Road. Are you a fan of the Goonies as well?
The Goonies?
Yeah, is that
Huge fan. We actually
Hell yeah.
spent some time, probably 30 miles south of Astoria where they shot all that. This past summer, we flew out to France to go play a festival and flew back to Portland to play another festival, but we had a few days off, so we went to West Oz and hung out on the beach for a few days. And
Did you go to the house that was filmed at? It's still there.
No, we didn't have any kind of ambitions like that. We were just like, hey, it's
So
over
not
here.
a super fan of the Goonies. All right.
I mean, I enjoyed the film, but we just said it's over there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fair enough. Any takers for Rocky Road in the audience? Anybody? Yeah, we got a couple. We have one taker. That's it. All right, fair enough. Two takers. All right. You never know. It's a divisive topic. Another important question: tater tots or fries?
Ooh. I guess it depends on where I'm at. But yeah, I think tots are pretty underrated.
Yes.
Okay, you're a tot guy. Any tots? Tater tots or fries? Tots? Tots, guys? Tots? Okay. This is. I really thought it was always going to be French fries, and it turns out to be a lot of tots. Do you dip them in mayonnaise or anything crazy? Come on, man. Who said
Yeah,
gross?
that's wild. Tots and mayonnaise, that's wild. I don't know if I can get behind that.
All right, fair enough. That's a little too wild.
Sauce of choice.
Close to mayonnaise, but the cousin, Mr. Ranch.
There we go.
Big ranch guy.
There we go.
All right, fair enough. What is your favorite thing about music? Just doing this, just live performances, or is there something that you really look forward to?
Well, like I said, man, I wasn't always the best athlete, but being able to write a song and have it received, and if at some point it affects people or makes them feel a certain way, I think that's kind of like my home run or my touchdown kind of equivalent. So
Hell yeah.
I think that's kind of the bite that keeps me coming back.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And when it brings us to our next song, The Bite That Keeps You Coming Back. Is that the title? No? I'm trying to guess.
One of these days,
You
Reed.
chill out over there, man.
I do this joke in every show, and one of these days I'm going to guess the title. It hasn't happened yet, fair enough, but I try, and I'm going to...
I had the set list out for a while, dude. You could have.
I could have looked at it and snuck one in. Damn it! What is the fourth track you're playing for us tonight?
This was the lead song off our new record. The song is this is how you know it's a country tune. The title's super long. It's lucky me, lucky you, my unlucky ways.
Lucky me, lucky you, my unlucky ways, whenever you're ready.
There's a bottle on the shelf, girl, it's empty, 'cause you left. Ain't I a fool? I'm so blue from loving you so long. Empty bar stool, cigarettes, the unclosed tabs of me, that's what's left. Ain't I a fool? I'm so blue from loving you so long. I drank to get you off my mind, roll up some dope. I'll smoke what's a clock, give the time. You're getting over, you ain't easy. I'm mostly sober these days. Lucky you, lucky me, my own lucky ways. Hello, heartache, yellow wall. It's made for frosting it off. Ain't I a fool? I'm so blue from loving you so long. I drank to get you off my mind. Roll up some dope. I'll smoke what's a clock, kill the time. You're getting over, you ain't easy. I'm mostly sober these days. Lucky you, lucky me, my own lucky ways. Lucky you, lucky me, my own lucky ways.
That's a great song, dude. Holy shit, that's phenomenal. I love it. Absolutely love it. You wrote, you said in there, "Getting over you ain't easy." Was that in reference to a person?
Not a person.
Substance?
Son. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to talk any more about that or no? We don't have to. We can move on if you want.
Nah, man. And also, like, you know, a lot of these songs are just like, you know, there's not always a muse or something. It's just, it's in me. Like, I always tell folks, I've got this band that's in my head, and my biggest, like, task is to get the music that's playing in my head to here, and then from here to my band. And so, yeah, it's just something that was just always just bebopping around in my head and just got it out.
That's the whole genesis of that is just really just you had it in your head and that's it?
Dude, I'm a psycho.
All right. Do you have any songs about being a psycho? Does that ever inspire your music?
Nah, but I think if people are paying attention, they know what's going on.
I have to.
Oh, please.
Your voice. You play at a very. You sing at a very low register, which is. For me personally, I don't know about everybody else in the crowd, but it does. It's fucking amazing.
Oh man, thank you.
You just don't hear it these days. Everything is so high and nasally and like tenor. You know, like it's too high. So it's very refreshing to hear your voice. You know, that low. You know, you sing at a just a wonderful register. I have to say that.
I appreciate it.
Is there some? I know you've already mentioned several artists, but is there somebody that you took that from, or where did you, when you started singing, is that how it started?
I mean, I think if we all could sound like George Jones or Randy Travis, we probably would. But yeah, I don't know. It's just always what was kind of comfortable for me. I tried for a while to try to fit in a box and it just wasn't working. So I just decided if I was going to keep doing this, I'm gonna try and have as much fun with it as possible, and that's just being me. So that baritone range is comfortable for me, and I kind of enjoy it.
Oh yeah, man.
Thank you.
What do you do to relax when you're not stressing over music?
Man, I train over at 10th Planet Austin. I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and little boxing, kickboxing and stuff. And just putting yourself in a hard spot and really stressing yourself out kind of leaves you emotionally unavailable for bullshit. And yeah, man, I really enjoy that. It's a great workout. And that's kind of where I'm at whenever I'm off the road, is I'll either be at the gym or be at the house. And yeah, just kind of sitting around and doing a lot of nothing is good too.
Hell yeah. Do you have any plans to compete or do anything more serious with BJJ?
I've done a few matches, nothing like official. They do like a Thursday night over at the gym. But you know, with as much as I tour and stuff, I can't really take a risk on somebody trying to make a name. So
Yeah,
kind
fair enough.
of mitigate it just to like, you know, just to class and go into the open mats and stuff.
Hell yeah, man.
Get your teeth knocked out. That's a good song.
Nah, but I got a big ass black eye under these glasses, and
Wait, is that why you're wearing your glasses? You have a black eye?
I mean, I'm probably wearing glasses anyway. But yeah, definitely, I was in a scramble trying to get on this dude's back so I could choke him, and in the process, I hit the brow of my eye on the back of his head and just had the craziest black eye, and couldn't have happened to a better person. But I was walking around HEB. And I was wearing like a Dolly Parton shirt and had on like some camo overalls or whatever. And I forgot that I didn't have my glasses on. Everyone's giving me these weird looks. And I was like, oh yeah, my massive black eye. Everyone's like, look at this piece of shit. He probably deserves it.
Oh man, you typically play with the band, but you're doing solo tonight. How often do you play solo versus with the band?
Never. So like this is a real treat. Like I got to keep my guys busy. You know, they have bills. They've got stuff they got to take care of financially. So I typically say no to any acoustic gigs that come across the table. But this seemed like a really cool opportunity for me to come out and get to play one again. You know, solo acoustics how I cut my teeth for a long time until I could put together a band and get this thing rolling. So, yeah, man, I could probably count on one hand how many solo acoustic shows I played in the last 3 or 4 years. So
Wow.
Okay.
this is pretty
We
cool.
are very lucky tonight.
Hell yeah, man. This is
Holy
wonderful.
shit.
Thank you for doing it. Yeah, you guys can applaud if you want. Yeah, let's do it. Bring it in. Hell yeah. When did your band officially form? As far as like the Ellis Bullard name?
Man, we got together right around COVID. I was like the perfect reset time. You know, it was like they leveled the playing field from arena acts to the bar scene. And I'd already been cutting my teeth in like the bar and grill scene, the local scene, but like all over Texas and stuff. So it kind of worked out during COVID where like you had to serve food to like be able to, you know, open up or whatever. So a lot of the places I was already a mainstay in was just business as usual. So I had a lot of gigs. And so a lot of folks that kind of got laid off from that, I linked up with those guys and we put together a record, got together and recorded it, and they toured with me for a minute. And yeah, it was kind of when it got started. It was right around then. I'd sat down with Mitch Ballard at BMI. Shout out to Mitch. And he was the senior creative director there. And I showed him my record, Piss Hot Freight Line and Country Music. And he was like, man, this is awesome. Like, this is such a breath of fresh air. You know, there's not too many people doing this, especially out of, you know, the Texas scene per se. And that was kind of like when I knew I was onto something. So I just kind of kept pushing from there. And yeah, man, I kind of also tell folks that like kind of running the bands a lot, like trying to run like a AAA baseball team. You got to have a full roster. You got to be ready for people to get tapped on the shoulder and get called up. So you got to be sure that you've got all your bases covered.
Yeah. Speaking of bases covered, that's the 5th title of the.
You're insane. Reed.
No,
You're gonna get it one of these
days. What is song number 5? What do we got for us here?
What's a man to do?
What's a man to do? Play this next song. Over to you for What's a Man to Do whenever you're ready.
Darling, what's a man to do? My world's upside down and blue. The highway owns my name. It's no pleasant type of thing. Darling, what's a man to do? The highway took her from me. These new towns, they look the same. We're still out there chasing neon, stubborn enough to look for fame. If I never left her lonely, would a light be on at home? The highway took her from me. The hardest truth I've ever told. Darling, what's a man to do? My world's upside down in blue. The highway owns my name. It's no pleasant type of thing. Darling, what's a man to do? Woo! Rig broke down outside Tulsa. We found a truck to haul us in. We still made head to dance hall. Played for a rowdy bunch again. The bells they're piling higher than a space cadet on pipe. I'll pray for better weather before the next song can start. Darling, what's a man to do? My world's upside down in blue. The highway owns my name. It's no pleasant type of thing. Darling, what's a man to do? Darling, what's a man to do? My world's upside down in blue. The highway owns my name. It's no pleasant type of thing. Darling, what's a man to do? The highway owns my name. It's no pleasant type of thing. Darling, what's a man to do?
That's a dope song, man. That's a
Thank you.
dope song. Anything inspiration behind that? What's the genesis of that? Just same thing popped in your head?
Earmuffs, Michelle. No, we were just having a good time. We were hanging out in Tulsa. We'd eaten some mushrooms, just kind of hanging around. And we kept on getting like presented with these options. Like people would be like, "What do y'all want to eat? What do you want to drink?" And all this stuff. And we just kept saying, "What's a man to do?" And we kept saying that so much that I got stuck in my head, and then it just kind of manifested itself into a little song.
Oh, that's dope, dude. Where were you? Where did this happen?
Tulsa.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Let's go. That's where I was born, man.
That's
That's
John
beautiful.
Okie.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
go.
You've had some recent awesome success. I saw there was a write-up in Rolling Stone about you as well. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because I know in the post that you'd written something and been there about taking a while to like actually get to the place that you're at now and getting your teeth kicked in and some other stuff. And I thought it was an awesome post. It was very like written very vulnerable from like a very vulnerable place that was very honest. Can you just talk a little bit about that, experiencing maybe the long road, 10 plus years to all of a sudden get written up by Rolling Stone?
Yeah, man. I try not to find validation and all that stuff, but it helps a lot. And, man, I started out on my couch, and by the time I figured out I wanted to make this like my thing, you kind of got to come to grips with yourself and figure out what you are, what do you do, what's your trade. And I had to come to terms with my trade as a songwriter and a performer. And I have dreams and goals and aspirations. But the reality of it is if all that shit doesn't pan out, am I okay with just being a songwriter and a performer and maybe staying in the local scene and not really doing much other than playing whatever's down the street in whatever town I'm living in. And I was okay with that. And I think whenever I came to terms with that, I think that's kind of when I said, okay, I've got the grit to go the long way. And you take a lot of no's along the way, and it don't always mean, no for right now. Or it might just be no for now, but you just got to keep going.
Oh yeah, man, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Do you remember? So you say you don't look for validation in those things. When I think that's a pretty healthy place to a pretty healthy perspective.
I mean, it's fucking sweet, but like I can't.
That's where I was getting to.
It took me 10 years to get that.
So it's a positive thing. I mean,
right, it is, yeah. But I can't let that be my source or my light because that stuff comes and goes. So. Just gotta remember what I'm in it for, and anything else that comes along the way is good stuff.
Just a bonus. I love that, man. I love that. What's your drink of choice when you're not when you're just hanging out? What do you drink?
I'm a tequila guy. I'm probably drinking tequila soda. If not, maybe there's Miller Lite around. I had a couple of martini espressos here. Don't tell nobody. Those are pretty good.
They do
tequila-based martini espressos. So.
Oh, nice.
Is that a thing? That's real? You can do that?
That's a real thing.
It's good?
It's great.
Okay. I trust you. I'm so sorry for questioning you. That was terrible of me. I think I'm going to leave.
Who's this guy?
Who is this guy? He's buffering. We'll get him there. What is your go-to food? Speaking of the last song, what's a man to do? What's your go-to food if you're looking for something to nosh on? Do you have one?
Man, it depends. I don't know. You can't go wrong with any Tex-Mex, and with us getting out of the state as much as we do, sometimes I try and get my fill before we leave. I think Lyle Lovett said, east of the Mississippi and north of Dallas, don't mess with it. So I'd probably say Tex-Mex is probably my jam, but a close favorite is probably like some Thai or Chinese.
Hell yeah. All right, song number 6 of the evening. What is song number 6 that you brought for us?
Slow things down a little bit, and I'll play a song. It's called Hopeless Waltz. My buddy Adam Duran actually wrote this song, and we recorded it. But I used to ride around in our van hungover as piss, and sometimes I still do. But back then, I just used to I'd hear this song, and it was always a demo, and I'd poke my head up from the back row and be like, man, whose song is this? Like, who's doing this? And my buddy White at the time was like, oh, this is my buddy Adam, man. It's a great song. Like, you should record it. I think you'd do a good job on it. So I hit up Adam, and we ended up becoming good friends. He came down and helped co-produce the first couple records and played on them and toured with me for a while. But, this song is Hopeless Waltz. When you're this high, can't tell if it's night or day. You sit there alone, you're drunk, you're stoned, you sleep while the clock ticks away. Living on welfare and choking on cancer sticks. spends all his money on his daily fix. He wants to go far, you can't pry his ass off the couch. Don't know what the fuss is, don't know what the talking's about. Gina Walker, Gina darling, I'm spinning in that hopeless waltz again. It's you and you only who's leaving me lonely, knows the way I've always been. With all of that trouble and all of that sin, it's beginning to pile up again. Don't know why he's living that stubborn old lie. It's a heartache that never ends. Lord, how it never ends. You couldn't get straight for this court day in Jacksonville. You couldn't just give it a day to stay off them bills. It didn't take the jury but one look to send him to jail. The judge took his gavel, he hammered him down with them nails. Gina Walker, Gina darling, I'm spinning in that hopeless waltz again. It's you and you only, it's leaving me lonely, knows the way I've always been. With all that trouble and all that sin, it's beginning to pile up again. Don't know why he's living that stubborn old lie. It's a heartache that never ends. Don't know why he's living that stubborn old lie. It's a heartache that never ends.
Love your boots, by the way. They're pretty
Oh,
dope,
thank you,
man.
bud.
Did you, where did those boots come from? Do you have a story behind them?
Yeah, man, it's actually pretty cool. I was playing out in Idaho, and I met this family, the Post family, and I'd been pissing and moaning on stage about needing a good pair of boots, and they made me a pair. So they made me a pair of these pythons and also sent me a pair of arapamas, and it's a freshwater Amazonian fish. I forget all the time what it is, so I just tell people it's pangolin. But,
Isn't
Yeah,
that
man.
where the coronavirus came from? The pangolin? Wasn't that?
I think I'd seen that up.
Yeah, it wasn't that the original. The original thing was the pangolin.
Yeah.
Like had sex with a bat or something, and then now we had that. You got a chance to travel a little bit with the band through your success. You went to France. You talked about that earlier. Where are some other cool places that you went?
Man, dude, we've done and seen some really cool stuff. We did the entire West Coast, all the way from San Diego up north through Folsom, all the way up to Seattle. At one point, we were in Republic, Washington, which was like 20 miles south of the Canadian border. So it was, man, we done it all, seen it all. I pretty much hit almost all the lower 48 within the last, couple years, and probably round that out here in the next couple. We did 2 shows in New York proper, in Brooklyn, and in Queens, and it was really cool to go there. And we sold about maybe 700 to 800 tickets within the 2 nights we were there. So
That's awesome.
New York showed up, and it was a good time.
That's wild. I didn't realize there was such a love for honky tonk in New York. That's great.
Son.
Yeah, well, yeah, this is an education I'm getting as well. What's of the places where have you gone overseas? France, that was it?
Yeah, France, and that was kind of a weird situation. We were kind of like, it was like a SEAL team operation. We just flew in, stayed a night, played the festival, and flew out the next day. And we had an 18-hour layover in Heathrow, London. So we went and got a hotel across from the airport and spent a night in London and hustled back and got on a plane and flew to Portland to continue our run. So, yeah, man, it was kind of like, I don't know, it was nuts.
You were there and gone. You didn't really get a chance to like do anything at all. You just played and gone.
Well, we did so much, man. I don't know what it is. You just reach a certain age and walking around and looking at old shit's like the coolest thing ever. So we were over in Europe walking around and looking at, all these old buildings and churches and all kinds of cool stuff.
Do you remember any of the places you went?
We went to Notre Dame and saw the...
Quasimodo.
Yeah. We saw, it was just cool going into the church and seeing like all these like, all the pews and all the wood, the crownings and everything it's all one piece. So like, it's just crazy and it's lasted forever. The streets are cool. They knew what they were doing back then. They made that stuff and it just lasted for obviously forever. It's still there. But yeah, man, that place was nuts. The food was great. The people were pretty cool.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
What's the wildest thing that you've done on tour? Can I ask that, or is that too invasive?
Nah, man, we don't get too wacky.
You don't get too wacky? You guys are pretty chill
we
out?
get pretty wacky. We don't get too wacky.
Okay. What's something that's pretty wacky but not too wacky?
Man, we went white water rafting. I'd say that's probably the coolest thing I've done. And we did it right after the hurricane that went through the mountains, so there was plenty of water going down through where we were white water rafting. And after we were done, she was like, "Yo, we hit like some like K4, almost 5 type situations," and I was like, "What?" But it was fun, man. That was probably one of the cooler experiences was getting to go whitewater rafting.
Which brings us to the 7th
You're gonna
song,
do it again,
white
you're
water
gonna do it.
rafting. Is
You're
that
gonna
the...
Dude, you got it finally.
Finally.
You're the first person that's actually entertained it.
It's only for me that I do this, and I'm fine with it. I really am.
Yeah, this song's Patron and Lime.
Patron. All right, over to you.
Got whiskey in the bottle. I'll smoke my last cigarette. I'll take a drive down to the ocean. I got some things to forget. Think I'll wade out to the water. Watch the waves come ashore. Problems don't gotta no worry anymore. Patron and Lime helped me one time. Just wanna make her mine. She's one of a kind. Patron and Lime. Stumbled to an old cantina. An angel caught my eye. I asked her what she's drinking. She said Patron and lime. Barkeep, I think I need the courage. A little tale from Evan Williams. I'll get the deal hand with these feelings. Just playing the card, got the dealing with an ace up my sleeve. Patron and lime. Help me one time. Just wanna make her mine. She's one of a kind. Patron and lime. $1 to the jukebox. I made my way to the floor. She followed shortly after. I had her coming back for more. It's that Patron and lime. Help me one time. Just wanna make her mine. She's one of a kind. Patron and lime.
Where does the throughout this set, I love the it's almost like your trademark, the man, that's Bob
When did
Wills,
that happen?
Man. And when did you realize that was your thing?
Just me wanting to be Bob Wills.
There we go. There we go.
You also you mentioned earlier that you sometimes are hungover. What is your hangover cure when you experience such things?
Aforementioned Thai or Chinese and or Tex-Mex.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
I do good with my diet until I'm super hungover. Then all bets are off, and I just want to feel good. So.
Makes sense. Makes sense. We have we've got 8, 9, 10. 3 more songs for the evening. We also have on the stage there that ghost-looking thing. I didn't do a very good job of covering it. I think it's probably pretty obvious what it is, but we have a surprise for you.
It's a weird-looking AR, man.
You got it. That's what I brought. It's from Rock River Arms. I figured no one would freak out by that. Yeah, it's a thing. We're going to present it to you. You can do whatever you want with it. You can keep it, give it away, whatever you want to do. We're going to get there, though. What is song number 8 before we get to the surprise?
This song's it's called Road Dog. And we were on our way up to go play the Choctaw Casino on our first tour. Not like our first tour, but it was our first leg of the tour that we were going on this last year. And man, we were hitting it pretty hard before we were headed out that way, and we just kept on throwing the word road dog. And it was like road dog this, road dog that. And it was one of those times where we kept saying it so much it kind of got stuck in my head. And so yeah, man, I started writing a song as soon as I thought it was like, man, there's something to that. If I keep on saying it, or, you know, we're having as much fun with it, just messing around, I was like, I ought to try something with it. So we wrote a tune called Road Dog. I've seen every highway, I burned down every interstate, from Detroit to Minnesota, Austin to LA. There ain't no truck stop I ain't stepped in, no stranger I've ever seen. I'm just a R-O-A-D-O-G. Yeah, the nightlife, it's the hard life, it's my life, for mine and me. 'Cause it's stage lights and more tail lights and more stage lights. Ain't no glory in these dreams. These tattoos and these scars, they tell you where I've been. I went to hell and back, I ain't scared to go again. There ain't no jukebox, I ain't rock, no honky-tonk I've never seen. I'm just a R-O-A-D-D-O-G. Yeah, the nightlife, it's the hard life, it's my life, for mine and me. 'Cause it's tail lights and more stage lights and more tail lights. Ain't no glory in these dreams. Woo! Yeah, the nightlife, it's the hard life, it's my life, for mine and me. 'Cause it's stage lights and more tail lights and more stage lights. Ain't no glory in these dreams. I'm just a R-O-A-D-D-O-G. I'm just a R-O-A-D-D-O-G.
What is next for you, Mr. Bullard? What do you got going on next? Where can people find you in the world, and what are you hoping to get into next in this crazy world?
Man, from ramen to rhyming. That's what I'm trying to do. Shout out to my boy Timbo. But yeah, man, I think that the goal is just always just to keep writing music and stay busy. We've got a pretty healthy tour schedule shaping up. We're going to hit the road again. At the end of this month, we're going to do 2 shows in Oklahoma, Arkansas, and then Woogie Boogie back to Houston. And we've got planned a festival out in North Carolina, so we got some dates routed out east in April, and then we've got a big tour getting planned out for August and September. So y'all visit our website, ellisbullard.com. Keep up with all the shenanigans. It's a good time.
Hell yeah, man! I'll take I'll get the description, or in the description on YouTube, I'll put the link in there so people can find your stuff on Spotify and also the tour information, so it's easy to find. Please go see this man when he's traveling. It's very, very good. You also know Joe White, I noticed. Can you move backwards for me?
Yeah, Big Joe White. What's up, brother?
Backwards faster. There we go. There he is. Hey,
Yeah.
right there on camera. How do you guys know each other?
Man, we met through the Rogan stratosphere, kind of. Him and Tony are real close, and whenever Tony and them were, we were all hanging out and stuff. That's how I met Joe. He's just a really cool guy, nice man, and great with the camera. Always manages to make me look real cool. And so, yeah, man, it's one of the best things about getting to link up with those guys was getting to know Joe. And yeah, man, Joe's the man.
Joe is the man. He's a photographer for us whenever we can grab him. So.
Oh,
Ellis, it's such a pleasure to hear you, man. I love that voice. I love that voice.
It's mutual, brother. It's good to see you.
You kind of hooked me there when you guys used to play at Vulcan every now and then.
Oh, yeah.
That set the hook.
No, yeah, man, that was such a cool time for us, too, because, like, we linked up with Tony. We played the New Year's Eve show with him, and then, like, a few weeks later, the big freeze and stuff happened in February, I think it was, and we had 3 shows one day, and 2 of them canceled, and it was right after the holidays, and I was so freaking poor. I had to keep the last gig we were playing at the White Horse, and they weren't going to close down, so we had the midnight slot. So we went out, and we were playing for like maybe 4 or 5 people. And with about 45 minutes to a half hour left, Joe Rogan walks in, Tony Hinchcliffe, Gordon Ryan, George St. Pierre. All these guys walk in, and I turn around to the band, and I'm like, yo, let's turn it up. And so we started our whole set over, played our best songs first, and we probably played for another hour or so, and then we got to hang out with Joe and all those guys and got to meet them a lot better, and just led to a cool relationship where we were playing at the Vulcan and getting to hang out with all these great minds, man, and yeah, man, I'm very thankful for that.
That's wild, man. What a fun night that must have been. What a shock.
Yeah, it was worth it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Song number 9 for this evening, Worth It. Did I?
You got it.
All right.
I wrote this song with the crackhead outside of a Denny's in Vallecito. Song's Biloxi by 2. Which we actually happened to do on our last little run. We went out to go play Mile Zero Fest in Key West. And on our way out there, we did Houston, New Orleans, Mobile, Pensacola, and then got to Key West. But we happened to be driving through Biloxi at 2 p.m. I said, boys, we can put that to rest. Finally did it. Oh my, here comes trouble in a drive-by. A honky-tonk hill on wheels, good time. As it came right on cue. Yeah, there she goes, that love-drunk gypsy, soul of outlaws. Still guitars and George Jones, oh no, I think I fell in love with you. It's pedal to the middle if you're gonna hit Biloxi by 2. Blame it on the whiskey, blame it on the sin, blame it on the tables. Born the way I am, born the way I am. I pray the pink boss don't stiff me, the whole band's with me. Then I go and get old time feelings again, old time feelings again. It touchdown, here comes a home run off the chicken man. But I can get you some of this soup. I hope I'm keeping up with you. It's pedal to the middle if you're gonna eat Biloxi by 2. Blame it on the whiskey, blame it on the sin, blame it on the tables. Born the way I am, born the way I am. Pray the big boss don't stiff me, the whole band's with me. Then I go and get old time feelings again, old time feelings again. Woo! Blame it on the whiskey, blame it on the sin, blame it on the tales. Born the way I am, born the way I am. Pray the pink boss don't stiff me, the whole band's with me. Then I go and get my old time feelings again, old time feelings again. Hey. It's pedal to the middle and you're gonna hit Biloxi by 2. It's pedal to the middle if you're gonna hit Biloxi by 2.
Dude, that's a dope song. That needs to be like in a score of a film when there's people about to do some stupid party shit. That's a great, great tune.
Thank you, thank you. That'd be cool, man. That'd be super cool.
Have you ever been approached about that? Something like that? About putting your music in a film?
I get approached by video games all the time.
Oh, no shit. What, like take
Just
two?
a random licensing company will hit me up and they'll be like, hey man, we make video games, we think your music would be cool in it, but I've never really paid. It could be anybody telling me that, so if anybody really wants to holler at me, they'll talk to my manager and it'll go through that.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Well, we've got a surprise to get to. One of those surprises is next to you, on your right, my left. The AR you mentioned, and then the other surprise is is actually from an artist here. Her name is Amy. She is from an organization called Amy's Edible Arrangements.
Oh, I thought it was Amy's Edibles. I said, let's go. Oh, okay.
Amy's Edible Art, because I have a goldfish brain and I forgot, even though it's written down. Sorry about that. Amy's Edible Art. She's actually done cupcakes for us in the past. Yeah, you want to bring them over? And I'll try to get this on.
Hell yeah.
Gorgeous.
We got some Ellis Bullard cupcakes, that a cake that was brought for us.
Son.
Can you guys see that?
Look at
Without
that.
me dipping it and
Look at that.
rubbing it in the
That's
Pretty cool.
We're gonna get into these in just a minute. I don't believe they're laced with anything, but we're gonna find out together.
Be a lot cooler if you did.
Being that cooler, you did. We also have another surprise, which is stage left, right, whatever that is. John, can I tap you, Mr. JS, to go pull that off right now?
absolutely.
Is that cool? We
Move that buzz.
we want to do something special for you for sharing your time. Like you had said, you don't typically do solo sets. This is a very different format for a lot of artists as well, to come in and really get into the music and talk about themselves and really explore a lot of the background of what they do. So I wanted to do something nice for you. We know you're very busy. And without further ado, you guys want to do like a countdown? You guys want to do like a crowd countdown? Does that sound good? That was just so enthusiastic, guys. What is happening? Yeah, let's do a crowd countdown. All right, let's do a 3, 2, 1. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Yeah. John, Jazz, can you angle that up a little bit? Actually, because it's like it's in the light and you can't really see it. There we go.
Man, that's super cool.
Hell yeah, man. So we got you a custom Ellis Bullard guitar. I believe that's you hanging out on the couch at the very bottom of that guitar.
That's your boy.
That's your boy, buddy. So thank you again for doing that. Our gift to you, that is yours to do whatever you want with. You can take it with you. You can smash it on the ground. Please don't do that. You can sign it, give it away. Whatever you want to do, it's yours, sir. But it's our gift to you for doing this. Thank you for making the time. We know you're busy, and this has been an awesome night. We really appreciate it, man. This is very cool. We don't really get a chance to get behind the music and meet artists like this, so this is very fun. I hope you're having a good time as well, which brings us to the 10th song, Good Time as Well. Did I? No, still not? All right. No, what is the 10th song? We'll close out after this.
This song's rock bottom, brother, so I guess you could call it a good time, depending on where your head's at. I want to say thank you, man. This has been really cool. You know, like I said, I like to try and keep my band working as much as possible, so I don't really get to do this too often, but it is cool to sit down and slow things down a bit and get to play in a setting like this. So thank y'all for coming out and hanging out, and y'all make some noise for these gentlemen over here. That being said, sipping yesterday's wine, a roll of jazz, cigarette. Come tomorrow, it's misery and gin. I've been so blue for so long. Yellow rock bottle begin. Take it a day at a time to drink you off my mind. Lord, but here you come, you're walking on in. Goodbye, sunshine. Hello, hard times. Rock bottom again. I rock bottom again, where I lose all my friends. It's the bottle or the pot. When I start, I can't stop. Rock bottom again. Rock bottom again, where I lose all my friends. It's the bottle or the pot. When I start, I can't stop. Rock bottom again. Woo! New job, some new friends to change the shape that I'm in. It's been 3 weeks home, I fell off the wagon again. I did so good for so long, and low rock bottom again. Rock bottom again, where I lose all my friends. It's the bottle or the pot. When I start, I can't stop. Rock bottom again. Rock bottom again, where I lose all my friends. It's the bottle or the pot. When I start, I can't stop. Rock bottom again. Thank y'all.
Thank you again for doing this and making time to share your passion and your art. It was absolutely amazing, man. It's really good to get to know you and hear your music, especially in this type of a setting. So thank you for doing it, and thank you so much to the wonderful audience for giving us your Saturday night. There's a lot of things you can do in Austin, Texas, but you came here to Oak Hill Social. Thank you to Oak Hill Social. Be sure to like and subscribe to the show, and be sure to check us out for another episode of Local Sets ATX. We will see you on the internet. Good night, everybody. You guys can applaud, yeah.
Thank you all.